Today, I'm going to be breaking down Sensational by Chris Brown featuring Davido and Lojay, where, as usual, I'm going to be talking you through the various elements that I'm picking up on as we go through it. Okay, so a couple of key moments within the track. The first one is the transition from the opening percussions into a 5-beat pattern. Secondly are the verses and how they complement the overall song structure. And then thirdly are the subtle changes from the keys all the way down to the bass. And we are going to be talking about this and more in today's video. Right, let's get into some music.
When will you see the magic in your madness? When will you realize the light inside you?
Okay, that change bangs.
Let's go. How you feeling? Sensational. Yeah. What didn't I do for you, girl? And I know. Act the fool for you. Love like a riddle. Yeah. Give me the clues of the riddle. Oh, wow. Laugh just a little. Yeah. Life's pretty sweet. Can't be bitchy. Tell me love her to the morning. Nah. Love.
Okay, right, going to stop it there because we have just entered into the first verse, so let's discuss what we've had in the intro and in the chorus. So the first thing that we notice about the intro is that it's quite long, it's 16 bars. Now, in this situation, it's not a problem because it's serving a purpose, that being that it's driving and it's setting the tone, the feel and the vibe of the track. But also, within those 16 bars, we get quite a few shifts and changes, both in terms of the vocals, the instruments and the percussions. Now, what you'll notice with the percussions is that we actually have a 5-beat pattern. So we get... And that's actually quite a significant change compared to the percussions that we have in the opening of the intro. Another thing to pay attention to is what's going on with the bass. What you notice is when that bass first hits, it comes in on the second beat. But very cleverly and subtly, they end up shifting it so it comes in on the first beat. And then finally, around the intro, and this is a tip for up-and-coming artists or producers or just something to pay attention to, is you notice that when we come out of it, we go directly into a chorus. And it's just smart. It makes sense because we do have a long intro, which means there is a risk of us losing audience engagement. And so by coming out of the intro and going into the chorus, which is the hook, it's the most memorable part of the track, it's the most catchiest part of the track, means that if we have lost engagement, we're almost guaranteed to regain that engagement by going into a chorus. And then final few things to pin your ears to. In the chorus, notice that there is a shift in rhythm with the keys when the key change happens. But also just pay attention to Chris Brown's vocals, the way that they're more spaced out at the start, but then become more tightly aligned to the rhythm of the track as we kind of progress on into that chorus. So let's go back and let's listen.
When will you see the magic in your madness? When will you realize the light inside you?
Okay, right, so pay attention to the keys there. Pay attention to the beat. Pay attention to those vocals because it's all going to shift in a minute. Ready? Boom. Listen to the drum pattern. Listen to the bass.
Let's go. How you feeling? Sensational. Yeah. What didn't I do for you, girl? And I know. Act the fool for you. Love like a riddle. Yeah. Give me the clues of the riddle. Oh, wow.
Now listen to Chris Brown's flow. More aligned to the rhythm. Love her to the nighttime, nah. I don't get nobody,
If you give me body, I won't tell nobody. Yeah, ballet girl, she wears clothes. Now she want me pool skirt, so me pool skirt. Ballet girl, she wears clothes. You see, it's obvious. It's
Sax is in there.
Sensational. Yeah. What didn't I do for you, girl? And I know, and I know, and I know. Act the fool for you. Love like a riddle. Yeah. Give me the clues to the riddle.
Nice cut.
Oh, wow, laugh just a little. Yeah. Life's pretty sweet, can't be bitter. This one, she's fine, oh yeah. She want this, she got this, she know.
Right, for some reason, I don't know, YouTube's pranging out, so it's not letting me just stop it with the space. So I'm going to have to use the freaking mouse. But we have entered into the second verse. So let's cover off what we've heard in the first verse and in the second chorus. So let's talk transitions first. So we actually have two that occur. We get one at the start that takes us out of the chorus into the first verse, and then we get a second one at the back end of the first verse that takes us into that second chorus. But what you'll notice is that the first one is much more accentuated, meaning that it's got much more emphasis. It's much more, well, it stands out more on the track than the second one does. The second thing to pay attention to is the additional layer. I've already mentioned it. We get the saxophone in there, which absolutely bangs because it really helps support and complement the overall feel and vibe of the track. And then the third thing to pay attention to is what occurs within the chorus. It's around the bass line. You notice that the bass line is much more stronger, but in addition to that, the bass line also changes rhythm compared to what we had in the first verse. So let's go back and let's listen.
Yeah. What didn't I do for you, girl? And I know, and I know, and I know. Act the fool for you.
Right, transition's going to be coming up.
Give me the clues to the riddle. Oh, wow, laugh just a little. Yeah.
Right, here it comes.
Pretty sweet, can't be bitchy. Tell me love her till
There.
the morning, nah, nah, nah. Love her till the nighttime, nah, nah, nah. I don't get nobody, I don't get nobody, yeah. If you give me body,
Sax is in there.
Ballet girl, she wears clothes. Now she want me pool skirt, so me pool skirt. Ballet girl, she wears clothes.
Right, second transition.
Sensational.
Now listen to the bass.
And I know, and I know, and I know. Act the fool for you. Love like a riddle. Yeah. Give me the clues to the riddle. Oh, wow. Laugh just a little. Yeah. Life's pretty sweet, can't be bitter. This one, she's fine, oh yeah. She want this, she got this. She know we control them, yeah. She dance it, she wind it. She make me want give her body back shots, body. Give her body back shots, body. Give her body back shots, body. Whoa, 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 whoa. Back shit the way I jump for NYC, yeah.
Okay, right, spacebar's working now, weird. But we are about to enter into the first verse, which is Davido's verse. So let's cover off very quickly what we've had in the second verse. Now, at this point in the track, one of the things that we notice is that the verses are quite short. And this, especially when you consider that there are multiple artists on the track, is just good practice. One, it keeps the track length down to a decent time. Two, it means that we can get to the meat of the track as soon as possible, that being the chorus or the hook. But three, it's more than enough time for each of the artists to have their own individual moment. Now, the second thing that we notice about the track is that we don't go out of the second verse into a chorus. We go out of the second into the third verse. And the way that they do this without making it sound, you know, like disjointed or just weird, is they use a riser. It's this sound that rises up and then boom, we go into the third verse. And then just a few final things to kind of pin your ears to is you notice that when we come out of the chorus, we go into the second verse, that chorus bass is carried over. But also we get an additional layer of keys in there. Now, they're not so easy to hear in that first segment, but as we get to the back end of that second verse, we can definitely hear them. So again, let's go back and let's listen.
Yeah, give me the clues to the riddle. Oh, wow, laugh just a little. Yeah, life's pretty sweet, can't be bitter. This one, she's fine, oh yeah. She want this, she got
Bass carried over. Keys are in there.
She wind it, she make me want give her body back shots, body, give her body back shots,
there.
Body, give her body back shots, body.
Transition or riser. Boom.
Big girl, she carry the best I've seen. Steadily ready, me assassin. Sweet in my belly, you're like cake icing. Something jelly, eggplant emoji. So train when I slide it in. Now she watching me like telly.
Sensational, yeah. Waiting I do for you, girl. And I know, and I know, and I know.
Saxes, bang.
Love like a riddle, yeah. Give me the clues for the riddle. Oh wow, laugh just a little, yeah. Life's pretty sweet, can be bitter. Girl, I only need your outside dress.
Okay, right. So before we get into Lojay's verse, let's cover off Davido and the, what are we on now? Third or fourth chorus. One of those two, but let's cover off both of those sections. So something that's interesting here is that you will notice that Davido follows a very similar rhythm to that of Chris Brown's second verse. It's not exactly the same, but it is similar. So what you'll notice is that when he kicks us off, he is more closely aligned to the rhythm of the track. But then as we get towards that back end, he begins to space those words out. Now, what you'll notice is that when that spacing happens, we actually get some tail offs, meaning that the particular phrase or word continues after it's been said. And then the final thing to pay attention to vocally is that you notice that Davido, when he first comes in, he's kind of at this comfort range, but then as we hit the back end, he begins to give us some higher notes. So he switches that range up. And then just finally, just listen to some of the nuances within the chorus. Like, listen to what's going on with the sax, but also pay attention to the impact that now Davido and Chris Brown's vocals coming together actually have on the track. Now let's go back and let's listen.
Steadily ready, me assassin. Sweet in my belly, you're like cake icing. Something jelly.
Right, spaced out, higher range.
Now she watching me like telly.
Chorus.
Waiting I do for you, girl. And I know, and I know, and I know. I do for you. Love like a riddle, yeah. Give me the clues for the riddle. Oh wow, laugh just a little, yeah. Life's pretty sweet, can be bitter. Girl, I only need your outside dress. And if you wanna pull up on my tape cassette, but put it wider than the internet. I'm a presidential if you Roosevelt to look. Goody goody, girl, goody.
Yeah, nice cut.
I need you now, put me on fire like a lantern. Can you taste so divine? And I wonder why you so sensational. What didn't I do for you, girl? Can I do?
Okay, right, we are going to stop it there because we're going to see the rest of the track out. But let's just cover off very quickly a few subtle changes or shifts that have occurred within Lojay's verse. Okay, so listen, absolutely banging contrast with Lojay coming into the mix now. Definitely brings a different approach, a different style, you know, a different feel and vibe to the track. I would be interested, and this is just out of pure curiosity, to be honest, what it would sound like if you switched Davido and Lojay around. So Lojay first, Davido on this last section. I wonder if that would actually have an impact or kind of change the way that the song kind of feels. Now, there are some obvious kind of things that occur within Lojay's verse that we haven't had in the track up to this point. We actually get a cut where the key change happens, so we almost miss the key change. But also, as we head towards that back end, instead of just kind of having the beat and then the transition that moves us over into the chorus, we get a dun, 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 which is the most obvious change and something that we haven't had in the previous verses. So let's go back and we'll see the rest of the track out.
I'm a presidential if you Roosevelt to look. Goody goody,
right, there's that cut.
I need you now, put me on fire like a lantern. Can you taste so divine?
Another one.
And I wonder why you so
boom.
Sensational. What didn't I do for you, girl? Can I do for you? And I know, and I know, and I know. I do for you. Love like a riddle.
Layered vocals.
Give me the clues on the riddle. Oh,
Follow-up vocals as well.
Sensational. Yeah. What didn't I do for you, girl? And I know, and I know, and I know. Act the fool for you. Love like a riddle. Yeah. Give me the clues.
Sax is in there.
Oh, laugh just a little. Yeah. Life's pretty sweet, can be bitter.
Outro. Nice. We are back at the start of the intro. Same keys, same percussions.
When I close my eyes, all I see.
Bangs, mate. Okay, that's it from me. If you want to see more reaction and analyses videos, there'll be things popping up on the screen right now. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one.